All right. We're back with the Talk About It Tuesdays with Flint Recast. I am your host, Robert Reed.
And I'm your co-host, Alexis Love. And today we are joined by a very special guest over from the Greater Flint Health Coalition, Amarachi Wachuku.
Welcome. So glad to have you, Amarachi.
Oh, thank you, both of you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Here at Talk About It Tuesdays, we're all about resiliency in the communities. And what our aim is really servicing communities that have experienced stress and trauma. And we aim to assist high-risk youth and families by supporting recovery and rebuilding of Flint's vibrant community. In short, we look to cultivate, change, and work with partners to collaborate and reshape the narrative surrounding Flint, right? We touch on things like behavioral health, empowering community residents, reduction in trauma, and sustained community change. Wow. And you're leading some wonderful initiatives around community change. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. I would like to say that without the help of you all and so many others.
Hey, it takes all of us. All of us needs each of us, and each of us needs all of us.
Yeah.
So even for the one that says, well, hey, nobody can use me, I don't really fit in. No, we need you. We need you. And we want you. That's more importantly. We want you. So, and we also want to hear from you. So Amarachi Wachuku. I love your name.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about how you came to work, the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your story.
Sure. No, I grew up a daughter of immigrants. And sometimes I don't lead with that, but I feel like in this new season of life, in this chapter of life, that I need to start with that because that gives people some insight about where I come from, who I am, and perhaps even the heart behind why I do what I do. My parents are Nigerian. I like to consider myself Nigerian American. And I feel like the foundation of how they raised me to have resilience, to be strong, to be steadfast in your dreams, especially as immigrants coming in the 90s, when things were confusing and beautiful all at the same time in this nation. I think that provided some, sustenance for me, even moving forward in my life. So I am a daughter of immigrants, Nigerian American, born and raised in Michigan, haven't lived anywhere else in the world. I love Michigan. I love the beauty. I love this changing of seasons that, Michigan provides. I don't know if any other state really has that, at least I think. I really have a deep faith that drives me and keeps me going. Love my faith community, and I really love and care about people. And now I'm getting to a place in hopefully my professional life where I can really focus on creating holistic systems and programs that can support people on their journey from birth to grave. So that is me, Amarachi.
Awesome, thank you. And the one thing I can say, we both work at the Greater Flint Health Coalition. So over the several years that I've known you, I do know that you have a heart for service.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just one of the biggest things about you. You're like, only thing I care about, are you okay? 'Cause, some people say that. They're walking to them, hey, what's up? How you doing? You all right? And they don't really want to know the answer. But when you say that, you really care about the answer. You want to make sure that the individual is okay.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you attribute that to being a child of immigrants?
I think so. And also, I think the way I'm wired, and I guess sometimes we can't control that, but we can cultivate that, right? I thought it was a weakness, to be transparent, since we're on Talk About It Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about it.
I thought it was a weakness to be to have your heart on your sleeve. And I feel like in a lot of ways, those of us who are in this line of work, nonprofit work, we're honestly like that, most of us. But I felt that hypersensitivity to people, their feelings, how they walked into a room, like what's wrong. I felt like it was a weakness. I felt that it could be taken advantage of. But I think when I came into my adulthood, I realized that it's not a weakness to sense and feel people where they're at and want to help, even if you can't fully do everything, but want to at least have that desire. That compassion is a strength, and it can change not just the world around you, but it can change you. It can increase your capacity to love and to serve and to do great work. And I'm honestly embracing that part of me more and more every day. So thank you for even saying that.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bringing it up, because I know that when you're in communities that have experienced, stress and trauma, a lot of times we can become victims of circumstance.
Yeah,
right?
True.
And one of the things that I've learned is if you are kind of stuck a little bit in circumstance, one of the best ways to break out of that, for me, that's worked, is to really focus on other people.
That's right.
Right? Because if you focus on other people, meeting their needs, funny thing happens. Your needs get met in the process, right?
Yeah.
And if you put that energy and focus outside of yourself, which I think that's why we're here anyway. I think people are put on earth really to touch and enhance the lives of other people. And if we all took that perspective, it'd be a beautiful, beautiful world.
Yeah.
However, it's very selfish out there.
Yeah.
But that's just one of those things, if you're kind of feeling stuck in the mud a little bit,
Serve others.
overburdened.
Yeah.
Well, go serve somebody.
That's
Go
right.
do something for somebody where they can't pay you back. They can't do anything for you. They just have to take it. So I'll put it to you like this. I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. Right? And people need to know that.
Yeah. That's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
That's powerful. I love that.
Yep. So tell us a little bit about the program
Yeah.
that you work with.
So I work as a project coordinator for the REACH program at the Greater Flint Health Coalition, and REACH stands for Racial and Ethnic Approaches to Community Health. It's funded by the Center of Disease Control. I know a lot of people in this community may know REACH, on Traverse Place. That's a little different. We're really focused on health equity, nutrition equity, because that's something that's really important. We focus on safe spaces and physical activity spaces for community. And in our case, we focused on Black and Brown community members. What that means essentially is African American and Hispanic families. And what I do is I help facilitate an amazing team of partners from all over Genesee County who really care about and create programs that change people's lives, literally providing access to healthy foods. I can name drop a few of these program partners, Flint Fresh, whether it's the Crim Fitness Foundation, where they really are diligent. We have an amazing colleague over there at the Crim Fitness Foundation that is so skilled in neighborhood planning, and they create safe spaces for people to have, or community to have, free places to do physical activity. Whether it's YOLO, You Overcoming Lactation Obstacles. Shantae Terhune-Smith, she's awesome. She does a lot of lactation work with Black and Brown moms throughout the entire county. So, whoever and whatever, I love our partners. We get to do great work with them, and that's what I do. I help facilitate that coordination, and I like to say, I hope I'm keeping the train on track so that we can continue to grow, expand, and change the lives of everyone in Genesee County.
Yeah. With the YOLO, lactation, breastfeeding.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually just had a conversation recently with my family, and we were talking about when did it become popular for mothers to not breastfeed, and then what was
history.
the pendulum back to, hey, no, you need to breastfeed, right? And I watched a documentary that actually talked about it really being a company that had a marketing campaign, and they sent out some women to say, hey, use this formula that we created that's healthier for your child, right? And how really it was because of a business interest and driven by the profit motive that mothers started switching to formula.
That's right.
Well, you want to talk anything about that, about why it's important to, hey, your mom, you're a mother, you have milk and breastfeeding, why that's an important choice?
Sure. No, I could talk a lot about this. I'm going to try my best to be as clear, but then as brief as possible. In the county right now, Black and Brown moms have a very low lactation rates. And one of the ways that we decided to address it is providing safe lactation spaces for moms. Now, back to your question about what do I have to say about it? There is, first and foremost, I think it's important for particularly Black and Brown moms to know that there is a system behind why they meaning Black and Brown moms, choose not to breastfeed.
It's not their choice?
Now we're getting into.
Come on, let's talk about it.
There is a history, like you mentioned, and there is I hate to say it, but there is a deliberate attempt for major companies and major industries to keep Black and brown moms from breastfeeding. So there is a story long, long ago in the 50s, I want to say in the 40s, where there was 4 beautiful girls that were born. All of them are African American, born to beautiful parents, I believe in the South. And I don't know the full story or the nuances, and for the sake of time, I won't tell the whole thing. Hopefully your viewers or listeners could go and take a look themselves. But this whole campaign in the 50s was to get these African American young ladies to grow up on a particular formula. And it was propaganda for many Black and brown moms to start using this formula. What we find is many years later, 4 of these sisters unfortunately had severe cancers. Not all of them survived. And I believe one of them was the longest, or rather the one that lived the longest. And what it shows us is that there is not only a history of formula companies, I know, I hate to say it, but some formula companies, there's a history of marketing to Black and brown moms specifically, but there's also a lack of evidence that some of these formulas are helpful for moms and families long term. So needless to say, breast milk is the best milk for children growing up, and there is evidence backing that up. Scholarly, journal, peer-reviewed evidence of that. So that's what I would love to set it up for Black and brown moms who have questions about why, do I have to breastfeed, or, why is it so important? There is a history to keep you from, but then also it is the best milk for your baby.
Yeah.
And what, go ahead.
Oh, and just to add to that and kind of speaking from experience, as soon as I downloaded an app once I was pregnant, entered in my information, and before you know it, I'm just receiving all kinds of emails from formula companies. Wow. They even send things in the mail to me without me requesting it. So it's very intentional. And then I also think there are certain myths floating around in regards to breastfeeding as well. I think there's this narrative push that it should never hurt. At no point in time should it hurt. And although I think there's a certain degree of pain that you should not feel, there's an adjustment period. It's not going to be the most comfortable feeling in the world. For me, it took about 2-3 months for it to be painless. So
kudos for sticking it out.
I was very determined to breastfeed, and I didn't realize how uncommon it was. I'm just honestly, all I thought is it's free.
That part.
It's
that
free.
Part.
So, but to go in and hear how many people and how they get discouraged, and then the pediatricians just instantly jump to, well, you need to supplement. So I like how you talk on how it's very targeted, it is very intentional, but we do have other options, better options, free options, everybody.
That's right.
So my lovely wife has given me and cared for 4 beautiful children. She breastfed all 4 of them, right? And I've watched the journey. It was a painful one for her. I've watched her go through this cream, that cream, to deal with the hurts, the chafing, and all that type of stuff.
Rush.
But actually, it was the breast milk that healed the best, right? And just the body is amazing in that it was something that you don't have to pay for. Value your body enough to know that at 9 months it carried this child, and it specifically there's some biological things that you miss out if you are given the bottle instead of the breast.
That's
right.
Yeah.
Not only the immunity boost, but it's a connection.
Yeah.
The endorphins.
That's right.
The hormones and stuff that really the baby and the mother need.
That's right.
And for those mothers who want to get rid of the, after birth tummy, breastfeeding actually contracts the uterus and helps you flatten your stomach.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's
so there's just so many benefits to the mother and the child to breastfeed.
That's
right. So it's really important. And I know you have this campaign, Make Room for Breastfeeding.
I do. We do, I should say. Make Room is a cry or an answer to the lactation rates in the county, why it's low amongst Black and brown moms. And I think the main reason why I believe it has been successful is because it not only implores or encourages people to make room physically by creating literally physical spaces in nonprofits, businesses, churches now are asking for these rooms to support moms who are in need of a space to either pump or breastfeed if they're able to bring their child to work. But it also encourages employers and the community to make room in your heart and your mind to understand why breastfeeding is important. And I hope that this campaign is a long-lasting change in our community where we embrace breastfeeding, particularly as someone who is in the Black and Brown community. We have a toolkit also that was launched. The toolkit is free. It's a free resource, that I hope is an evergreen, long-standing space where people in Genesee County can get free breastfeeding information, whether that's, why it's important to breastfeed, or, how can I get a room set up in my business to support Black and Brown moms. And we also we did that in partnership with YOLO, You Overcoming Lactation Obstacles. And side note, she was one of the first African American lactation consultants, certified lactation consultants in the county.
Wow.
So it's really a big deal. And I really hope that as people listen to this podcast and share it with others, that they will also partake in the toolkit and share it with those who are in need to receive it.
So how can they get the toolkit?
How can they get the toolkit? So they can go to www.reachtoolkit.org. It's free.
Okay.
Again, it's free.
Free.
And they can reach out and to also learn more about ways that they can partner with us if they are a employer or someone who is in, I like to say, the maternal infant professional world that really wants to support Black and Brown moms on their journey of breastfeeding.
Awesome. And I know another one of your passions is also BIPOC mental health initiatives. We do a lot of programs together where we collaborate across different programs to focus on Black, Indigenous, persons of color, mental health. And, mental health is a big thing, big topic, but specifically for BIPOC. Why is that important for you?
Why is it important for me? Well, I feel that it's something that after the water crisis, I don't know if we really tapped into too much as a community. And I firmly believe that once we open our hearts again to the possibilities that can come from really focusing on empowering BIPOC community members to take their mental health seriously, it will change the game for people living, breathing, doing life in Genesee County. So the initiative has been in partnership with Flint Recast. You guys are awesome. Grateful for you all. The funding that Flint Recast receives goes directly to supporting our initiatives in creating safe spaces, once again, for BIPOC community members to share their stories of overcoming mental health trauma and provide healing also, because we found that, and again, you all can attest to this, that sharing your story, particularly with BIPOC groups, makes a difference, and it actually is effective when it comes to overcoming mental health trauma. So I'm grateful for you all, and I'm glad that we're continuing to do the work. And some of our, I like to say, top events that we do is Black Nights Brown Hope. That is a one-night event we do during BIPOC Mental Health Awareness Month in July. We pick a space that is free of charge, of course, for the community, but also provides a form of safety so people can share their stories. We like to dabble in the arts because the arts is a great healing modality, but method to translate really hard topics in mental health, especially when it comes to trauma. It can be very uncomfortable. So we found the arts is a powerful tool to really help with that. And we've done performing arts, visual arts, and I think we've done, I forgot the other medium that we've used, but we're hoping that we can tap into that more. And then last but not least, we've done Stories of Survivors. That was a great event.
Yes.
It was, you guys are awesome. Thank you for being part of that.
So with that, we had young people come together right from high school, and they met with elders in the community. Because sometimes you just got to know you're not the only one going through something, and somebody's already been where you are.
And made it
as young people, you think sometimes things are so final, and it's not. that tomorrow comes.
That's right.
And so the way things are now, not the way that they're always going to be.
That's
so
right.
Talking to somebody who's from the same block, same hood you're from, it helps to see, that they overcame, they worked through it, and you can too.
Right.
So we're excited. Thank you so much. Now, how can people catch up with you?
Sure.
If they have questions.
They can reach out to me at my email, awachuku@flint.org. That's AWACHUKU @flint.org. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Amarachi.
Bye.
Have you back again.
Thank you.